20.
This old-time radio program was originally aired live, long before the advent of high fidelity. We hope, however, that any variance in audio quality will not take away from your pleasure in listening to this, one of the all-time favorite shows.
Back again this week is that fabulous, unbelievable Dean of Demons, W.C. Fields. So hang on to your hats, folks. Here we go to Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, the unpredictable W.C. Fields has done it again. He swapped his newly acquired department store for a shiny new car and motored his way to Hollywood, where we find him organizing the offices of the W.C. Fields Promotions Unlimited, a concern that will promote anything from a marble game to a World's Fair. As our scene opens, we
You want to tell him that you play Stafford, my assistant?
Oh, no, Mr. Fields. I'm an announcer, not an actor. I don't play parts in things.
You'll play parts, you'll put money in my business, too.
Why, preposterous.
Proceed, go on. You think you won't, eh?
All right, anything for peace. As our scene opens, we find Mr. W.C. Fields of the W.C. Fields Promotions Unlimited.
Double billing, eh?
Entering the building in which the offices he has somehow promoted are located. He's greeted by his newly acquired secretary and the elevator operator.
Good morning, Miss Crud. What brings you to the office so early this effulgent a.m.?
Well, I couldn't sleep. I'm living in a dormitory, and I went to bed last night between 8 and 9.
What, you couldn't sleep with a crowd like that in your bed? What a vicious pooch.
How do you like my new dog?
Dog, is it male or female?
No, it's a Russian wolfhound.
Oh, it gave me quite a stir. I thought it was a Rocky Mountain goat. I knew I might have been, but it wasn't a goat. You know, it is quite a different instinct. Further, goats are herbivorous, while Rover or canine familiaris belongs to the carnivore family.
What family?
Carnivore family, dear.
Who are they?
People live next door. We'll be very busy now this morning, Miss Crud. I am making some very drastic changes to the personnel of my office. My heart is set on an intelligent, dependable, polite office boy. One that doesn't drink, not a lush, you know. Shall we take a lift?
Huh?
The Ascension, as we say in Cucamonga. Where's the elevator, Ephraim?
I don't know, sir.
Nip upstairs and see if you can find it. It will be somewhere near the elevator shaft, I'm sure. Usually is. Nip up quickly.
Nip? You told me you didn't want anyone to nip around here. You said if there was any nipping to do, you'd do it.
Quiet, Ephraim. Take it on the lamb. Be gone.
Yes, sir, Mr. Fields. Right away.
Pardon me, dear. I'll press the button. There you go. Perfect landing. Here he is now. After you, dear.
Thank goodness for the elevator. Anything to save my puppies.
Has your canine puppies?
Oh, puppies, my feet.
Oh, pardon me. I didn't get the hyperbole. What was your calling your avocation before you became my secretary?
Well, I studied elocution.
Electrocution. Very interesting. Very interesting. Studied electrocution, eh? Must be quite a shock to those poor devils the first time they get it. My dear old father.
Elocution.
Oh, pardon my error. Have you already paid your teacher?
Yes, I have.
How unfortunate. Permit me to open the door, dear.
Thank you. Oh, be careful. Don't hurt him. He's a valuable dog.
Yeah?
You have to pay $100 for dogs of his breed.
You do, eh?
Imagine, that breed cost me $100.
Really? It's very interesting. $100 a breed. I have one at home. It must be worth about $900. He has more breeds than a golf course has holes. Must be worth $1,800, not counting the practice greens. Wonderful dog, though, wouldn't harm a flea, even in self-defense. Did you hear that one before?
Many times.
Quiet. Skip that. The office. Go open the window, dear, Miss Crud. What a beautiful view. The only place in California you can't see Catalina Island from on a clear day. Oh, mail galore. I'll open this one. Looks like an important letter. Sounds like an important letter. Would you rip your dress, too? Yes, I live and breathe a letter from Pecora Boffindale. We shot sheep together in the Himalayas years ago. We'll answer that immediately.
I'll take my hat off.
Oh, yes, do. Pardon me. I'll remove mine, too. Are you ready, dear?
Is it all right if I take my coat off?
Oh, yes, go ahead, by all means. And I'll take this letter. My dear Pecora. Right, dear?
Do you mind if I take my sweater off?
Vicious brute. You'd better keep your shoes on, though. You'll have a few splitters in your footsie pies.
Oh, I'll remember that.
Yeah, wonderful. Take the letter. My dear Pecora Boffindale, with reference to yours of the 2nd ultimo, in regards to the baseball game and clam bake on the 3rd proximo, evidently doesn't like proximo. Have Abraham take the dog over to the dog show.
Do you think he might win a prize?
I don't know, but he'll meet some very fine dogs. How about that, Rover?
It's okay by me.
Is that all?
I wonder.
Shall I write that before I go to lunch or when I return?
Why don't you lie down and take a little nap first?
Oh, would you suggest I go to sleep?
Yes, I would. If you can sleep better lying down, by all means. Who's there?
Oh, it's that fresh kid I told you about. He's come to apply for a job as office boy.
Oh.
He's here with his sister.
Oh, you're here with his sister, eh? Now, give me that sheep. Sheep. How do you think of that? I think you're shooting sheep with him, an idiot. I'll throw that sheet over my head and scare the toughness out of both of them. Here, send them in. Go ahead.
Just a moment. Come in, please. I should see Okay.
I'll do that. Oh, yes, I see him. Little children, I am a ghost.
A ghost? Ghost?
Ghost. What are you doing in my office at this time of the morning?
It ain't a question of what we're doing in this office at this time of morning. What are you doing out of your grave at this time of morning? Take that sheet off in your head or I'll crush every bone in your head.
Take the sheet off in your head. Okay. Remove your hat, please.
What for?
I just wanted to see if you were bald. We must have young men for this job and polite ones, too. Take a chair.
Okay.
Miss Crowd, where are the questionnaires?
I don't know.
Oh, that's all right. Don't get up.
I wasn't going to.
Now, that's fine. Here they are. Now, we get back to the sketch game. Question number 1. How many states are there in the Union?
What union?
Ah, you got me there. You got me there good. It doesn't say. We'll skip that then. What is the longest continent in the world?
Long Island.
Oh, no. You can't be right there. See if I can help you a bit. Let me see. Oh, wait a minute now. No. Yes, that's indeed. I thought I'd missed the page. I got it all right. Page 13, too. Hey, the longest continent... No, not Long Island's not the longest continent in the world. See if I can help you this way. Now, let me say, where do elephants come from?
Circuses.
You're right in the measure. Let me put it this way. I'll get him down to South Africa. Who was Cecil Rhodes?
A man.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right. Very right. What did he do?
He died.
No.
Yes, he did. I know that for a positive fact.
Yes, I know he did,
You
but...
said he didn't.
Well, let me put it this way, dear. Where did he spend the last days of his life?
In bed. He died there.
Oh. You seem to be answering these all right. Now, just wait a minute.
He died. I'm positive of that. I read it in a book.
I saw it there as plain as the nose on your face.
Oh. Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah.
It must have been printed in red ink.
Harry.
It's all right. Don't chastise him. It makes me love the little chap all the more. What's the longest continent in the world? Now here, let me try it this way. Where is Johannesburg?
Pennsylvania.
No.
Oh, yes, it is. We have relatives there. Johannesburg, Pennsylvania. We spent the best years of our life there one summer.
The best years of your life there one summer. Oh, that's fine. Well, to get back to the longest continent in the world again. What continent is south of Gibraltar? Now, listen attentively. A, F-R-I-C, A.
Africa.
Huh?
Africa.
What'd you say?
Africa.
Africa. Is that the way to pronounce it? Wait till I look at the map and I'll say. Yes, that's right. Yeah. I think I had it right. Now, where do elephants come from?
India.
He crossed me.
Say, are you smoking a carrot or is that your nose?
Hello?
I can't sleep with all this talking going on. Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
Do anything you like, Miss Crime.
This is the Lucky Strike program.
Fields. I never opened my mouth at the radio.
Get out of here.
I haven't
Get out.
promoted anything yet. The sketch hasn't even started.
Come on, get out.
Wait a minute. Let me go. Throughout the Middle Ages, the use of liquor was universal, and drunkenness was so common, it was unnoticed. They called it the Middle Ages because no one was able to walk home unless they were between two other fellows. I was the middle guy. Now, before I go any further, please do not labor under the misconception that I always have been a teetotaler. In my younger days, I was prone to take a nip. I chortle now at that former weakness in my otherwise strong character. But how well I remember my first encounter with the devil's brew. I happened to stumble across typographical error. I happened to stumble across a case of bourbon and went right on stumbling for several days thereafter. Of course, now I touch nothing stronger than buttermilk. 90 proof buttermilk. I look on my days of revelry with scorn and reproachment and shudder. When I recall going to the corner saloon, tugging at my daddy's coattails and saying, "Father, dear father, come home with me now and bring a jug with you." However, I came from a very illustrious family. My great-grandfather was a friend of Benjamin Franklin. In fact, my great-grandfather would have discovered electricity, but he was too poor to buy a kite. He had to go out and hire one. I got a picture of him at home, standing in front of the town tavern. He was hiring a kite. Much higher. Now, many of you in the audience are giggling and scoffing, saying that I have given up strong drink only because the stuff is so hard to get nowadays. But you are in error. My basement is loaded. As I am.
A pickpocket I once converted told me they have a school in Chicago, short for Illinois. A pocket-picking school. And the beginning rule they teach is no stimulants. They have to keep their heads clear and their fingers nimble. Why, friends, you set a bucket of beer in front of a pig and he'll grunt and walk away. So should you. Or would you rather be a duck?
This concludes the first part of this cassette. Please turn the cassette over and begin again on side 2.
Back in my rummy days, I would tremble and shake for hours upon a rising. It was the only exercise I got. Now, don't say you can't swear off drinking. It's easy. I've done it 1,000 times. In closing, I would like to offer my own favorite recipe to take the place of intoxicants. It's a real thirst quencher. It's called the raspberry freeze, known in England as the raspberry freeze. Take 1 cup of pineapple juice, 2 cups of raspberry juice, 1 if you're in Europe, 1 cup of black tea, 3 cups of water, and 2 eggs, 2 egg whites. Freeze until half stiff. Well, when you're half stiff, everything is all right. I thank you.
Throughout Bill Field's radio career, he almost always reserved the right to collaborate with the scriptwriters and to edit their carefully written material. Although he never altered one word of another actor's lines, he usually threw out all those assigned to him and substituted instead the wild creations of his own fertile imagination. It isn't very difficult to understand, therefore, that the show's production people would often display considerable anxiety over the script. The final version had to be on file with the program's advertising agency, the sponsor, and the network, all in far-off New York City. Any last-minute changes were supposed to be duly noted and sent on to New York before the program went on the air. When the broadcast time arrived, however, Bill Field said exactly what he pleased, with nary a thought for the ad agency, Chase and Sanborn Coffee, or NBC. The sponsors, meanwhile, would usually sit on the edges of their chairs, wondering just when the Great One would go too far and bring the wrath of the censor's office down upon everybody's heads. Our next segment may possibly offer some insight into the sponsor's fears. Bill manages to behave himself reasonably well in this 1939 broadcast, but one can only guess that Chase and Sanborn was likely suffering through a slight case of coffee nerves, waiting for the sketch to crawl safely home.
Some of my best friends, Don, are snakes.
Your best friends are snakes.
Yeah, particularly rattlesnakes. I'll never forget the time I found a rattlesnake imprisoned under a rock. He was there begging for succor. That means help. So I freed him, and with a grateful look in his eyes, he followed me home. Before I went to sleep that night, I made him a bed of one of my old undershirts. Yes, it was the undershirt. I wear woolen underwear, you know.
Yeah. Go on, Bill. Go on.
Summer and winter.
Now, look, Bill, no one is interested in what you wear.
Well, that's funny. No man is interested in what another man wears. I had a blind aunt.
What about the rattlesnake, Bill?
Don't be impatient. And as I bade the little rattlesnake good night, I patted him, it, on the head.
Was it a him, her, or it?
Tell you the truth, Don, I don't know. I never looked. You know, Don, You know, he actually licked my hand. And just before the little fellow curled up to sleep, he tried to kiss me.
Oh, this is very, very romantic, Bill. You're really touching the strings of my heart.
Oh, it was a beautiful night. I went to bed.
Yeah. You went to bed.
Yes, I remember that very distinctly. Suddenly I woke. A ruffian had entered my boudoir with a fowling piece. He said to me, "Reach for the ceiling." He didn't know the roof was blowing off 2 days before.
What happened to the ruffian, Bill?
Oh, he had his back to my beautiful little rattlesnake. There he lay, sweet little chap, breathing in pain, the tears running down his cheeks.
Well, I didn't know snakes had cheeks.
Call them what you may. Cheeks by any other name would still be cheeks to me. There he lay, as sick as a boiled owl.
Well, how do you know he was sick?
Oh, I really called a doctor. Oh, I forgot to tell you that. The little fellow sunk his fangs into the marauder's fetlock, held him tightly, while the marauder screamed with pain. My little friend, the snake, stuck his tail out the window and rattled for a constable.
Yes, Bill, that is indeed gratitude.
And may I say in conclusion that I always smoke Jason back.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Thank you very much, WCB.
That final line might have carried some rather heavy overtones of Bill's imminent break with Chasen Sanborn, permitting him to form a new alliance with Lucky Strike Cigarettes, whose radio show he would join in the fall of 1939.
It is a sunny California afternoon, and we find W.C. Fields seated on his patio strumming his guitar as he is being interviewed by Miss Ophelia Snapdorp of the Lompoc Bugle.
It's nice of you to grant me this interview, Mr. Fields.
Think nothing of it, my beauty. I'm always glad to speak for the public prince.
Well, I think I have about all I need. There's just one more question, Mr. Fields.
What is it, my beauty?
Is it true that you once drank a glass of water?
Gods, what an accusation. I haven't had a drop of water on my tongue since the gold rush days. I was up in Nome, Alaska, and I made the mistake of picking my teeth with an icicle. The icicle melted, and I nearly strangled to death. Those were the happy days. I hope they never come again. I crossed the frozen tundra with my trusty dog team, which I ate later. They were very good with whipped cream. At long last, I arrived at the igloo of an Eskimo friend of mine who distilled a delectable beverage from whale blubber.
Well, that's all very interesting. But when did you drink the glass of water?
Oh, yes, you remember that, don't you? The water. That was 35 years ago. And I was talking to Tex Rickard and Death Valley Scotty in the old Victoria Hotel bar. I left the cafe and walked down Broadway. I must have been thinking. The next thing I knew, I was struck by a runaway street organ in Allegheny, Pennsylvania. The entrepreneur of this musical cavalcade, an Italian gentleman, was most profuse in his apologies. His poor frightened monkey bit me in the stomach in his excitement. Were you ever bitten in the stomach by a wild monkey? No. Oh. I was rushed to the hospital. Soon after being hospitalized, I took a turn for the worse. My nurse, Miss Dorothea Fizzledocko, was pretty, starched and blonde, with cheeks like peaches and cream, which I had for breakfast every morning. Things went along smoothly until one day when my doctor entered my room to find that I had a half Nelson on Miss Fizzledocko in an effort to wrest a vial of rubbing alcohol from her determined grip. Miss Fizzledocko was immediately replaced by a male nurse. I recently received a postcard from Dorothea in a bottle. She is in one of the Cuckoo Islands in the Pacific, and perfectly happy, except that a mosquito carried off a pet dog while she was napping on the beach.
But what about your drinking the water?
Oh, yes, you're back to that again, yes. I was driving across the Mojave Desert in search of the Lonesome Charlie gold mine. And by chance, I happened to come upon the Happy Buzzard gas station and tap room. I entered the tap room and said to the barkeep, "Double slug of red eye, please." And he replied,
Sorry, no liquor, partner.
"What of the sign that swings outside proclaiming the Happy Buzzard? How can a buzzard be happy without a nip?"
Well, this is election day, partner, and the bar is closed. It's the law.
Who made this law?
The people voted for it.
That's carrying democracy too far.
Well, if you're so thirsty, how about a nice glass of water?
Are you insane?
Say, ain't you W.C. Fields?
No autographs, please.
I guess I am insane, asking you to drink a glass of water. Well, I'd bet $100 you wouldn't do that.
Of course I wouldn't. Did you say $100? A century note?
Yep.
Get your money up.
Okay. Here's my money, and here's your glass of water.
Hideous-looking stuff. Don't you put an olive or a cherry or some formaldehyde in it?
Nope. Just plain water.
All right. I'll drink it. May the state of Kentucky forgive me. Well, here's over the lip.
Well, I must be seeing things. W.C. Fields is reaching for a glass of water. He's lifting it from the bar. There it goes up to his lips, and there goes my hunter. He's just starting to drink. No, he's putting it back in the bar. Whoops, he's lifting it to his lips again. He grits his teeth. By cracky, he's a-drinking that water. Oh, Mr. Fields, what's wrong?
Oh, get a doctor, you idiot. There's been poison.
Let's get started. As I was telling you.
Please lower your voice, Mr. Fields. And remember, do not mention the product.
No.
We have announcers for that particular phase of our oral information.
Well, as I was telling you out there, I was swimming to Catalina Island. My bathing suit started to smoke.
Oh, yes?
I was swimming awfully fast.
Remarkable, but please keep your voice down.
Certainly. I encountered a seal on the way over. He was exhausted.
Oh, not really.
Yeah. He swam over to the mainland to see the Hagenbeck Wallace Circus that was playing in Torrance.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Yeah. It was very nice for the seal to call his friends, but do lower your voice.
Oh, yes. He knew one of the trained seals with our circus.
Oh, now, a little lower, please.
Okay. In fact, he used to be in show business himself.
Himself,
yes. Yeah, but he retired in California.
Oh, like most actors do.
Yeah, I threw him on my back. He helped paddle every once in a while.
Yes. A very considerate seal, but
I didn't hear you.
Quieter.
Considerate seal, yes, it was. Here he met me from the old Tunnaport show. Where's the mob, I said. Says, all living in the cove over there. We die for coin.
Oh, lower your voice, please.
Yes. Particulars racket, he says. Customers toss big lock washers covered with silver paper. Says we think they're buck pieces and die for them only to find we have been hoaxed.
Hoaxed. Now, look, I don't wish to be rude, but your yarn sounds a trifle extravagant.
Oh,
and the audience prefers the music.
Oh, the seal said, I know the connoisseurs, eh?
Oh.
Seal says, I know we don't die for coppers. So when they throw the washers over, covered with silver paper, they yell, "Hi-yo, silver!"
Please.
Huh? Yeah, deceitful lot, the seal says.
Oh, I've never heard of a talking seal.
Is that so? Extraordinary. Oh. I had a talking dog once. A ventriloquist sold him to me.
Oh, Mr. Fields.
Yeah, the last thing the dog said before the ventriloquist left was, you sold me, eh? Well, I'll never say another word as long as I live. And he didn't either. Where was I? Oh, yeah. The seal's on my back all the time, and I'm swimming like fury. Meaning bad.
I guessed as much.
Yeah, but
Now,
the thing
talk
I miss
slower.
most, he says, you know what it is? You know what he says?
Here it comes. With my eyes and mind wide open and in full possession of all my faculties.
Yeah.
What did he miss most?
Captain Woodward, he said, our trainer, used to have me smoke a Lucky Strike cigar.
I knew it! Get out!
Wait a minute, wait. I'm playing in the Middle West for a year. I was like a fish out of water, he said. Long time no see, I said.
Out with you, Trevor! Out you go!
Wait a minute.
Shut up and let them play the music.
Mullet tried to kill his sister in Winnipeg.
Outside!
Wanted her sealskin coat.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
American. LSMFT, Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. So smoke that smoke of fine tobacco, Lucky Strike. So round, so firm, so fully packed, so free and easy on the draw. Lucky Strike.